This is Triggered.
And you will be.
I am fired up.
Oh no, why?
You'll know why.
Okay.
We're not going to talk. I will not talk about the racist aspect of this case, of this situation.
Yeah.
But guys, like Henry Noack breaks my heart. I
Mhm.
have watched the body cam footage so many times. I understand that police and paramedics have tough jobs. Okay.
Right.
I am never going to pretend
No.
that I know what they go through. I can only imagine that, you go from call to call to call to call to call to call, and it's bullshit, 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 bullshit. Guys, you have to treat each call seriously.
Okay, but because a lot of listeners are not going to know what the hell you're talking about.
I feel like most people will. But anyway, Henry Noack, 18-year-old in the UK. Police were called to this house. There was a man who was claiming he got into an altercation with him. The man is Sikh, and he said that he ripped off his turban and that they got into a fight. What he failed to tell police was that he stabbed him.
Mm-hmm.
And the 18-year-old Henry was the body cam footage is heartbreaking, guys, because this kid is saying, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Then he's telling them that he's been stabbed and he's
Mm-hmm.
moments from death. So they're asking him, like, where have you been stabbed? And he can't really get it out. Guys, I know, listen, I know, and it's so tough because again, I know that you go to call after call after call after call and people say shit like, I can't breathe, and they're fine. I get
No.
that.
Yes, but what you failed to mention to listeners, which is like the key point, was they handcuffed him.
Well, this is what I mean.
They didn't
If
treat
someone's
him.
yeah.
And I was married to a paramedic.
Yeah.
So I've heard some of the craziest calls. You treat every person as a patient before anything else. A paramedic's job is to treat the patient before anything else. And that goes for all first responders. And this was heartbreaking. So, yes.
If someone is saying, I can't breathe, you got to take the handcuffs off and check it out.
It was horrible. I also watched it and I was like, this is just going to be a lawsuit and a nightmare. And this family, I'm assuming, probably watched it. And I can't imagine what they went through watching that. It's heartbreaking. So,
because the worst part is, like, if they had taken him seriously immediately and taken his handcuffs off and seen, he would be alive.
yeah.
So
there
terrible.
are, aspects of this case that I felt were there was some racial bias going on in the case that I'm going to get into today. But before we get into it, as I was going through the case we're going to cover today, I was like, oh my goodness. Now, I want everyone to know something about Chantal. Chantal she loves living in the country. She, is an outdoorsy farm girl. But somehow, some way, the universe and the wilderness is constantly trying to kill Chantal.
Kill me.
So, like, she can't be out in the sun for more than 10 minutes at a time. She has a serious well, we didn't know how serious it was, so
Mhm.
rewind a couple of years back, Chantel and I, ironically, were on the same work trip,
Yeah.
and it was team building. So, we were at a cottage, get on a boat, we go out, and, everyone's jumping in the water, everyone is swimming, and, of course, our girl is getting in and going to explore this, like, it looked like a natural
There was a
spring.
waterfall. There was,
Yeah,
like,
a
a little
natural
waterfall.
and
Mhm.
Chantel was like, "I'm going in there." This
Yeah.
being the girl that nature tries to kill all the time. So, she goes, she's doing the thing. I didn't go in the water that day because I had something else going on later that day. But anyways, 2 day it was that night, I believe.
It was very fast.
Yeah, I get a call from Chantel, and she's like, "My leg is, like, burning, and I feel like maybe there was poison ivy. I don't know, but something is wrong." And I was like, "Well, maybe when you were climbing the waterfall like a wild animal, you truck through something." Now I'm gonna hand it over to Chantel so she can explain briefly what happened because this is crazy, you guys.
I have had like, I get poison ivy almost every single year since I was a child, and there's been bad ones, there's been ones usually, like, a little bit of calamine lotion, you carry on with your life, it's annoying, and this started, and it got progressively worse, and I was like, "Ashley, like, this is a bad one, like, it's really turning into something crazy." And the blisters started and again, like, I've done this my whole life. I know exactly what to do, what not to do, etcetera. Guys, I ended up with a horrific case of cellulitis. Um, at one point in the hospital, they were like, "If we can't get this under control, like, we're gonna try a different type of antibiotics for a couple days because this is the thing. Sometimes with cellulitis, what ends up happening is you can go septic really, really fast.
Yeah.
And so it's a race against the clock to basically get the cellulitis under control before it spreads to your bloodstream. So I'm in the hospital and this lovely doctor comes in and she's like, okay, we're going to try these antibiotics. We're going to try these steroids. You need to come back in 2 days if you don't see a difference, and then we'll get you seen by the surgeon. And I was like, "The surgeon? What do you mean?" And she was like so then she explained to me the dangers of cellulitis and turning into sepsis because they were talking about amputation
Yeah, yeah. I
from poison ivy.
You guys, like and Chantel was going through I think Chantel was more in shock than anything, but I got off the phone with her and I cried and cried because I was like, "What do you say to your friend who's like, Ashley, if they can't get this under control, I'm going to
Yeah,
lose my leg." And
yeah,
I'm
over
trying
poison
to
ivy.
I'm like, "Girl, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen." I got off the phone and I called my husband and I was just he's like, "What do you want me to do?" And I was like, "I don't know."
I know.
Anyways, her poison ivy infection got so bad it was eating her bone.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
have I have permanent bone damage,
yeah.
and I mean, it is shocking how well and this is one of those moments and for anyone who's ever been through anything medically, like, guys, give your body some credit
Mhm.
because I saw, a dermatologist, I saw specialists because they had told me, like, "Your skin will never be the same there," and guys, it looks amazing.
It does.
If you look really
Mhm.
carefully, you can see that the skin is a little bit different there, but like, girl,
Mm,
we're fine. We fucking
listen.
a
So
little bit of dirt off the shoulders. Anyway,
so the
I'm not
reason I
allowed
brought
outside.
No, no. So the reason I brought this up today was because there is an aspect, and you'll see as we go through the case why I brought this up. There's
Okay.
uh, sometimes nature and the universe come together and they fuck around, and I love it. So this is a recent case. It is heart-wrenching and disturbing and all of the things. It hasn't really been covered by I haven't been able to find it really on a podcast yet.
Okay.
So her family called her Kayla Bug.
I'm already.
Mm, this girl was the sweetest. Like, if you look at her photo, you're like, yes, Kayla Bug. You see it, you're like adorable.
Do you have, like, little kitty nicknames for your kids?
Yes.
Okay,
So my
so
oldest is
yeah.
Squish.
Right.
Uh-huh. She's squishy. And then my littlest one is Peanut or Peanut Head. And it's an inside joke, but he hates it. But I love
Yeah,
it.
so I can't say, like, the exact names that I have for the kids because I it's always, like, their first name followed
Yeah.
by a nickname, but one of them ends in Dot, one of them ends in Dog, one of them ends in Bear, one of them ends in Bean,
Yeah. Mine for
and
your
it's
daughter
just
is Bear.
yeah,
I've called her that since day
yeah,
one. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Aw, Kayla
So,
Bug. Okay.
Kayla Bug was 16. She ran track, she played basketball, she went to church youth group on weekends, and her mom said that she was a social butterfly. This little one was just out there, the kind of kid who could walk into any room and make friends with every single person in it.
Amazing.
On the morning of May 6th, 2026, so
Mhm.
just yesterday it feels,
Yeah.
Kayla Rose Huff left her home in Moberly, Missouri, and she never came back. And what investigators would uncover, you guys, over the next week was the planning, the people, and I say people involved, the
Mhm.
sheer cold blooded calculation behind what happened to this sweet angel is one of the most disturbing cases in recent times. Like, this is up there with some of the heavy ones. So, this is the story of Kayla. Now, before we get into details of what happened to this baby, and we will get into all of it, I want to
Mm,
spend a minute of who Kayla was because in cases like this, it's so easy for the victim to get swallowed up by the crime, and Kayla
yeah.
deserves better than that. We really try and do that a lot on this podcast
Mhm.
because fuck these people.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
She was a sophomore at Moberly High School in Randolph County, Missouri. This is a small town of 14,000 people in the dead center of the state. Everyone knows everyone, and we've all been there. News travels very quickly, and community means something.
Mhm.
She was really, by every account, a genuinely good kid. So she wasn't in some shit.
Yeah, yeah. Which is
Reg-
so every time I meet, like, a teen
that's
who's
not into
just
shit. You're like,
who's
wow.
just vibing, just
Yeah.
getting through, I'm like, "This has not been my story."
Me neither. Me neither. One thing I want to point out about Kayla was she was also Black. And I
Mhm.
mentioned that not to distract from the horror of what happened, but because it became part of the conversation around this case. And it
Okay.
seems to be an ongoing conversation,
Thing.
particularly around how long it took for her story to gain national attention. And yes, it
Mm,
wasn't long ago, but there are things that could have happened at a quicker pace, I believe. And I do
mhm.
think that there were factors there that still to this day, I can't believe we have to have a conversation about because it shouldn't fucking matter. But
Yeah, me neither, me neither.
now Kayla was in a relationship with a 17-year-old boy from the area. Investigators believe that relationship and what Kayla may have discovered about the boy she trusted is at the center of everything that's about to follow.
Alright.
So, this is what makes this case different. It wasn't a crime of passion. This wasn't a fight that got out of hand. This wasn't an impulse, the things that
Right,
happen,
right.
especially when you're a teenager.
Mhm.
What happened to Kayla Huff was planned at least 24 hours in advance by multiple people who sat down together and decided that this 16-year-old girl had to die.
Well, you know what, Ashley? Some days I just wish you would be like, you know, pour some Baileys into that coffee. You're going to need it.
There's still time, friends. You
A little
know,
heads up would be
it will be
great,
no
but
judgment.
please continue.
The night before Kayla disappeared on May 5th, 26, court documents say that 26-year-old Julian Mason held a funnel to the gas tank of Kayla's car while someone else poured motor oil in it.
Oh, that'll fuck it up.
So, motor oil in the fuel tank. So, obviously, the goal of this was very simple: disable her car, make it break down, create a moment of vulnerability, a moment where Kayla would be stranded alone and within reach.
And is Julian a friend of, like, how does Julian know Kayla?
So they're all kind of in this friend group. To me,
Okay.
I'm like, what are you doing hanging out with younger people? Like,
I was just gonna say, I'm sorry, 26 years old. Guys, if you're 26 years old and your group of friends includes like a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old, nope.
there's a problem. We'll get to that.
Okay.
So these people were essentially setting a trap for this girl. And
Yeah.
according to
Yeah.
investigators, they weren't doing this on a whim. It was coordinated. Multiple people knew, multiple people were in on it. They all helped out. So the morning of May 6th, Kayla left home. Court filings allege she was last seen walking with her boyfriend. Then her car broke down, right on schedule. It was found abandoned on Roland Street in Moberly. What surveillance footage later revealed is chilling. Cameras in the area captured one of the suspects walking away from Kayla's car. Then, about 2 hours later, the footage shows that same person arriving at the residence of Elena Mason, the 20-year-old half sister of Kayla's boyfriend. So, half
Okay.
sister.
Okay. Half sister of Kayla's boyfriend.
So they were gone for about 90 minutes. So Elena and another suspect leave the car in a different car. When Mason returned, she allegedly made a phone call. And what she said on that call, according to investigators, was that she needed help because she had kidnapped and killed someone.
What? Okay, so we planned this, but we didn't plan that to get away with it? That's so weird.
Well, Kayla Huff had been placed in the trunk of that car. So the
Oh,
car that drove away, our girl was
okay.
in there.
Kayla was in there. Fuck. Okay.
She was driven approximately 15 miles south of Moberly to a place called Rudolph Bennett Conservation Area. It's about 3,500 acres of dense woodland hills.
Wow. Okay.
It's in the center of Missouri, a beautiful, beautiful area. According to court documents, she was beaten with a blunt objects, then shot.
Why? What the fuck?
Right. So you're going to notice I am not saying the name of her boyfriend. And unfortunately, because her boyfriend is a minor,
Okay.
we're not going to say it because things are still ongoing with this
Well,
case.
no
And
kidding.
we don't want to do that, but it doesn't take a super sleuth to find out if that's something you're into.
Yeah. We're just not going to say it here.
We're just not going to say it here. So when Kayla doesn't come home, her family reports her missing right away. Okay. Her father,
Yes.
Mike Huff, posted on Facebook that her car had been found abandoned and that something was very wrong. And right away, I know the concept behind the Amber Alert and all of that, right? And
hmm
these alert systems. But why was this not something that was spread across news outlets?
So, this is actually a really interesting conversation that I think we should get into because I fully, like you, I fully understand why the Amber Alert. There has to be some kind of proof that there's been a kidnapping. Okay. I get it. I just wish sometimes that we would trust the intuition of the parents and the family.
Yes.
because there is a huge difference between a parent calling the police and being like, my daughter is missing, but she does this shit all the time.
Right.
But could you look in her regular haunts and figure out where she is? There's a big difference between that and a parent calling, being like, my daughter's car is abandoned on the side of the road. This is out of character for her. And
Yes.
I feel like something is wrong. I just wish I get it. Because, like law enforcement would come at us and say, like, well, we can't set an Amber Alert off for every teenager that goes missing. And I
This is not the
understand.
same.
No, and this is just it. There has to be, I do think it needs to be revisited at some point
Yeah.
where we're looking at her car is abandoned on the side of the road. This is out of character for Kayla.
Uh-huh.
Her family is saying she doesn't do this shit. There,
There's
there's
a
got to be something in
criteria that
between.
has to be met.
Yeah.
If a
Yeah.
parent
Yeah.
says, like, "This doesn't make sense," and why would she leave her car and she is nowhere to be
Yeah.
found? Because I'll
Yeah.
tell you right now, who's the first person you call if your car breaks down? Your
I was
dad.
just going to say, he must have, and like my heart breaks for my cuff because when he found that car, he must have been like, because you and I know we have daughters who are extremely needy. Okay.
Yes.
We got calls for literally if a hair is out of place, if a
Ah,
nail is cut wrong, if, like we're hearing about it. And I just think if Kayla was like that, he probably found that car and thought, fuck,
yeah,
because she would have called me right away. She would have been
right
like,
away.
Dad,
Yeah.
my car is broke. Like, just like you and I would
Yes.
get from our kids. Like, I'm telling you, there would be bulletins coming through my phone if my
Yeah,
daughter's car broke down.
right?
Oh, this is heartbreaking. God.
So, what happens next is a testament to the community that raised Kayla because hundreds of
Okay.
people showed up to search for her. Over the course of an entire week, volunteers, family members, school staff, and law enforcement combed through Rudolph Bennett.
Yeah.
So, they used drones, boats, horseback teams, side by side vehicles, a private helicopter, 175 acres of Missouri woodland in May. It's hot, it's
Oof.
dense, and it's very unforgiving. The community searched for 7 days. On the evening of May 13th, a civilian who actually was just trying to help found Kayla's
Yeah.
body in a wooden
Oh,
section of the conservation area. She had been there the whole time.
yeah.
Now, this is kind of where the Chantal story tied in. Because law enforcement moved quickly once Kayla was found, obviously. But one of the most
Yeah.
remarkable details of the investigation, honestly, one of the most striking things that I've come across in a long time, is how one of the suspects might have helped crack her own case. Elena
You
developed a
bitch.
rash.
Oh, you don't say. You know what? It's so funny that you said that because I was thinking in my head about all these volunteers going through the
Yeah.
bush, and I literally pictured what I would, because I would do it, but what I would have to be wearing in order to do this.
That would be in a
And guys,
hazmat suit.
firstly,
She'd have fucking dumb waiters up to her chest and
I was going
gloves
to say,
and
let's start with the feet. Okay. We're talking
yeah.
dumb waiters. I've got boots up to my tits. I need to be covered from the sun. But not anything heavy. It's got to be like a linen or I'll overheat. I have the full bug mask on my head, okay? The full netting around my head and gloves because heaven forbid that I should
You need a
maybe touch
brim
poison ivy. Oh,
because
I
you'll
need the
burn.
brim. The sun would
Oh,
kill me,
oh, this poor
but I would
woman.
do it. I would just be dressed like that.
So, Elena, poor Elena, and I say that with so much fucking disdain, develops what looks like poison ivy.
Oh,
And when
huh.
people, are like, Elena, what's going on? Where did you get that rash? She's like, oh, I got it when I was in the woods.
Oh, do
What were you
you
doing in the woods?
often go into the woods?
Where did you go? Oh, the same woods where Kayla's body was found. So in an investigation, obviously you're looking for threads. You're looking for
Yeah.
something that connects a suspect to a crime scene, especially one as remote as a heavily wooded area.
Yeah.
Um, and here was Elena volunteering an explanation of a rash that put her in those exact woods during the exact window of Kayla's murder.
And I'm gonna be and guys, like, whatever. Come for me, don't come for me, I don't care. I'm gonna be a little bit judgy right now because 'cause I've seen a picture of Elena.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, she's not a hiker. She's not an outdoorsy girly, okay? Like, think
Uh,
more like a
the
meth
picture will
head,
be
okay?
the picture's up. I'm putting
The
it up in
picture
this
is up.
exact
But do
moment.
you know what I mean? Because like, I feel like
Mhm.
our listeners who maybe haven't seen a photo are like, "Well, she coulda gotten poison ivy anywhere." Like, no, no, no. Elena is not going into the woods, guys, for
For no
anything,
reason.
unless there's a leprechaun with meth.
Right. She's like following the leprechaun meth head into the woods. Dee, 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 dee,
The
dee, dee.
rainbow of high. She's like, yeah, yeah. Like Elena's not an outdoorsy girly. She's not going hiking. She's not going kayaking. Like that is not her
Well,
jam.
I can
So,
tell you where she is going to be going.
oh, do tell.
Mm. So, okay, I'm going to just give you a rundown right now because we are still, obviously, this crime happened in May.
Hmm. It's June.
It's June. So,
This is a fresh one. This
this
is
is
fresh.
fresh. We will come out with more details as we get them. Unfortunately, we only have what we have. And it was really
Yes.
important
Yeah.
for me to tell this story because I feel like Kayla deserves to be remembered, and these
Hmm.
fucks need to be.
Yeah. Like, why? What is their problem with her?
I'll get to it. Okay.
Oh,
So
God.
we have 5 adults involved in this. Now,
Five.
5 adults.
I
Now, a
am gonna.
6th is Kayla's 17-year-old boyfriend, and he is
Oh,
being
okay.
held currently at a juvenile detention facility. He's 17. Charge this motherfucker as an adult.
Oh, I don't care that you're 17. Zero fucks given.
Okay. I'm going to run down who these losers were,
All right.
and then we'll get into why we think this could have happened.
Yeah. What the
So,
hell?
Elena Mason, 20 years old, she is charged with first-degree murder and first-degree kidnapping. She is the half sister of Kayla's boyfriend, and according to court documents, she is the one who took Kayla in the trunk of that car to the conservation area. She is the
Okay.
one who allegedly called for help after the killing, and she is the one who ended up with poison ivy from the woods where she left Kayla's body. Hunter Ames allegedly supplied her with the gun she used.
Okay.
Hunter Ames, 19, charged with first-degree murder, first-degree kidnapping, and tampering with physical evidence. He is accused of providing the pistol used to shoot Kayla.
Okay.
Christopher Hall, 23, charged with first-degree kidnapping and tampering with physical evidence. Hall allegedly helped Elena Mason pour motor oil into Kayla's gas tank that night before she disappeared. The act that set the entire trap in motion. Julian Mason, 26, charged with first-degree kidnapping and tampering with physical evidence. He had the funneling. He held the funneling during the gas tank sabotage on May 8th. 2 days after Kayla's disappearance, he and others drove to a river near the Chariton Carroll County line and disposed of the telescoping baton used to beat her.
Oh, Ash, what the fuck?
Skylar Powell, 24, charged with hindering prosecution. Powell is accused of helping hide suspects after the killing, including allegedly helping Elena Mason evade police after she stole a Randolph County Sheriff's Office patrol vehicle.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you heard that right. After all this, Elena Mason allegedly stole a cop car. Because if that isn't fucking telling enough,
Okay, listen, I can say this because
girl, you
I
can
am a
say
hillbilly, okay?
anything.
This is the most hillbilly shit I've heard this week.
Right?
And don't fucking come for me. This is not a negative
No,
thing.
she's
I'm
a
not being
hillbilly.
offensive. I
Yep.
am literally a hillbilly. I look cute on this video, okay?
Yep. Mm.
This is not the standard. I will put waiters on to go check out, a plant that I need for my spell work. Like, fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is some hillbilly shit.
So all five adults are being held in Randolph County Jail without bond. All five appeared in court, where the majority requested public defenders.
Well, yeah, because I don't know that these people have the means for lawyers.
Right. And then there's the boyfriend, 17 years old, identified in local reporting, but not publicly named because he is a juvenile. He's being held at a juvenile detention center. And while his exact charges have not been fully detailed in public filings, he is considered by investigators to be connected to Kayla's disappearance. Now, this is the person that Kayla trusted, the person she was with the morning she vanished. Now,
Okay.
we have to be really careful here because prosecutors have not officially confirmed a motive on record,
That's okay. We're Gossip Girl, so
right? Court documents have not established one publicly. So I want to be clear that I am about to tell you this is being
allegedly.
allegedly, and this is being wildly reported and discussed, but not confirmed in charging document on this record.
Okay.
So, what
Oh
people
god. If you're not watching the YouTube video, Ashley just did the, like, finger on the side of her cheek, like, "Let me tell you what's going on."
you guys aren't fucking ready.
Oh god. Okay.
What people close to this case believe and what has spread rapidly online is this. Allegedly, Kayla discovered that her boyfriend was in a sexual relationship with his own half sister, Elena.
Oh. What?
Uh huh. And they killed her, obviously, to keep her quiet.
Oh, what? Okay, so Kayla figured out that he was boinking his sister,
Uh huh.
and they were like, "No."
This cannot get out. Isn't that? It's so fucking, it's so diabolically disgusting. Like, I can't.
I have so many thoughts. I have so many thoughts.
Well, and here it is,
Wow.
right? So
Okay.
if that is what happened, and in my opinion, that's what happened. Uh it drove six people to sabotage a teenager's car, lure her into a remote stretch of woodland, beat her, shoot her, and dump her body.
Uh,
Now, okay, so whatever the motive turns out to be, and I am pretty sure we're on the right path here,
mhm.
because the planning and the execution of this literally tells us that how do you get that many people involved in a murder if it's not something big? You're trying to hide something. You don't put motor oil in someone's gas tank the night before unless you've decided, and you don't bring multiple people into a scheme unless the intent is firm.
I have a couple things.
Mhm.
Primarily,
Mhm.
guys, we don't have sex with your siblings, okay? Just, like, right off the hop.
Tells
D
PSA.
Guys, it's just don't do that's a no.
Yeah.
Secondly, if you are going to have a sexual relationship with a sibling, there's a risk you're gonna get caught, and people are gonna tell people.
You better be ready for that.
Like,
But
the same as I tell, like, the kids, like, if you have sex, there's always a possibility of pregnancy, and that's a lifelong thing. If you're having sex with your sibling, there's a chance someone's gonna find out, and it might look really fucking shitty for you, so maybe don't do that.
like, and here's the thing. Um, so Kayla found out that her boyfriend was having a sexual relationship with the sibling.
Mhm.
And instead of, you know, having a conversation or, maybe being like, please don't say anything. They were like, well, we got to kill her.
And you know what is so ironic and, like, it breaks my heart because Kayla lost her life for this, and I'm not trying to trivialize that by any means. This is horrific.
Yeah.
Uh, like, it backfired, guys, because had you not killed Kayla,
Yep.
had you left her alive and left her to go about her business, maybe your whole town would have found out that you're dirty
Yep.
and that you're having sex with your sister. Okay, maybe. Now, the whole world knows that you're having sex with your sister.
You're featured on a podcast because you're a
Right?
fucking monster.
So what the fuck?
Right.
That enrages me because, oh God, like, uh, yeah, I'm pissed. This is over
So,
sex? Ugh.
over sex. So, in the weeks after Kayla's body was found, Moberly did what small towns do when they're broken open by grief. They showed up for her and this family. A
Mhm.
candlelight vigil was held at Emmanuel Baptist Church on May 16th. At the same vigil, the Kayla Huff Memorial Scholarship was announced. A memorial prayer garden was built for her honor on May 20th. A celebration of life was held at the MACC Activities Center. On May 23rd, community members held a tribute ride, family approved, to raise money for her family and her scholarship. Okay,
Ugh.
I keep coming back to this and I've read it a million times. I could probably recite it with my eyes closed because it was so sad. Her father, Mike Huff, posted a message. He wrote, "It's now been 3 weeks since my daughter Kayla Huff went missing. 2 weeks since she was found, and 1 week since her celebration of life, and it still doesn't seem real." He wrote that Satan was at work in his daughter's death, but that God had responded by bringing the community together in a way he'd never seen before. Please do everything we can to continue to love and support one another so that Kayla's spirit will live through us all. And this poor father lost his daughter to a coordinated, premeditated act of violence carried out by people, and he responded with that. That is a good man. I don't know how
There
people do that.
is I know, I really don't know. And we see this so often with families of victims, and it chokes me up because I just think the strength that it takes to
Mhm.
turn the murder of your child into something where you're like, it's gonna be okay because it brought my community together and, she still has a purpose
Yeah.
to make the world a better place. I just I
Mhm.
have so much respect for families and parents who can come out like, this was still so fresh for him
Yeah.
to come out and be able to say that, like, hats off to you, sir, because that's a
Yeah.
strength I don't fully understand.
Now, at the beginning of the episode, I mentioned that Kayla, is a Black girl from a small town in Missouri. And I did not want to bring
Mhm.
race into this, but after going online and reading, oh my gosh, I probably read thousands of posts and opinions
Yeah,
on Reddit and community
yeah,
outreach and all of that. And what the consensus is of the community. And I wanted to talk about that because it's part of her story. And I think that we have to look at all angles, especially because it's an ongoing case.
mhm,
Her case took too much time to
mhm,
reach a national audience. While her
mhm.
community was out searching that conservation area, while her father was posting desperate updates on Facebook, much of the country wasn't paying attention. And I think that there is some truth to that. I don't like bringing race into anything because to me, we're all just flesh sacks of bones and
Ashley, our friends told us they didn't like that word.
but
We're still gonna keep using it, guys. But it's true, Ash. Like, you and I have always just looked at the fact that there is so much division in this world over the color of your skin. just breaks a part of me that I don't often look at because I don't know if I seriously go down that hole, if I'll be able to get out of it. Because it's
Yeah.
just, to me, the most ridiculous reason for fighting.
Well, and this is it. I hate bringing race into anything, and I
I know.
really do, but
I know.
it is plastered everywhere. And so, what I will leave it at was like, really, there are no racial motives that have been officially established in this case. So, I'm not
Mhm.
suggesting one. But
Mhm.
what I am saying is that the speed of which missing Black children and young women receive national coverage is measurably and demonstrably different from their white counterparts. And that is just fact.
Yeah.
It's been proven.
Yeah. This is not an
Um,
opinion. This is
no, it's
factual.
just a factual thing, and Kayla
Yeah.
deserved the same urgency. Every missing child deserves the same urgency. There should be
Mhm.
no blockades as to why you don't give every child the same urgency.
Yeah. Yeah.
And her story is getting told now. It's better late than never.
Yeah.
But these monsters took this baby away. She was 16 years old. She was a sophomore. She was an athlete. She loved animals and church, and her community loved her back.
Yeah.
And, 6 people are in custody, yes. And these cases are moving through the courts, and I'm very excited to see where these goes, and I hope they fucking charge her boyfriend as an adult. I wanna continue following this case. I
Yeah.
hate that it's still kind of lingering, and we're gonna
Mm.
obviously follow up with this, but I wanted to cover this case because it has to be covered, and there needs to be more urgency in cases of missing children, especially when the parents are saying something is wrong, especially
Yeah.
when the information doesn't add up. I hope all of these people are fucking miserable for the rest of their life.
And
I
we
hate
talk about
them.
yeah, and we talk about this often. Group murder always bothers me so much
Me
because,
too.
guys, if you're sitting down with your friends and one of them or a couple of them are seriously like, "Hey, so I'm gonna need your help for a little project," and that project is murdering somebody and disposing of them. No,
Can we
no,
talk
no,
about
no, no. Like,
how this
just stop.
conversation could have possibly went? Hey guys, so uh she knows that I'm fucking my sister. Or she knows that, I'm fucking my brother. We got to get rid of her. And the friends are like, oh, yeah, no fucking problem. Are you well?
This is the thing that always blows my mind, and, like, this is all speculation, this is all, like, Ashley and I are just
Yeah.
shooting the shit right now after the episode, but, like, you're right, how does that conversation start?
I'm
Like,
looking
are
at
you
all
all
the
and
angles.
this is why and I don't know that Elena was, on drugs, but I can only assume that you were on something if 6 of you started a conversation where you were like, "Oh my god, she found out that we're really gross,
But
and
also,
now we have to kill her," and everyone in that room was like, "Yeah, that's
right?
right."
But then
What?
my question is, did the people that assisted know that this was about an incestual relationship? I will be watching this so fucking
Yeah,
closely because
I'm very
I'd be
curious.
really curious to know if they were aware of it.
Even still, wha guys,
Chantel's gonna crash out.
like, if you're hanging out with your friends and they're like, "Hey, I need to talk to you guys about something," like, John, um like, I gotta get rid of him. Guys, if 6 of you are on board with that and not one of you is like, no," or even if it's, like, a weird situation and 5 people there are like, "Yeah, let's fucking kill John." Uh, Go along with it, and then the second that you are safe, call the police. Do something.
It is.
Please? Please?
So, yeah, the moral of that story is if something feels wrong, Maybe we should say something and not go along with your fucking allegedly incestual friends, because
Allegedly.
clearly something is wrong with your friend group. Like,
Honest honestly, like, get better friends.
there's many fish in the sea. You don't have to fuck your sibling,
This feels gross. I feel
Uh,
gross.
the whole thing is
Like, I
gross.
don't know why, but, like, I need to wash my feet. They feel dirty.
Your feet?
I don't know, I just feel
I don't
gross.
know.
I
Yeah,
don't like
anyways.
thinking about, like, there are dark corners of the internet, and we all know this. But in order for me to actually be able to, like, get up every day and function as a functioning adult and, like, go to work and do shit, I can't think about the
Yeah.
things all the
Mhm.
time. And it's
Mm-mm.
just, like, cases like this where I'm like, "Right, people there's incest.
Yep.
People are choosing that, and I don't it's gross." So
It's not the early 1800s where you didn't know better.
no.
You
No,
know
right? Like,
better.
we know better, guys. Not that I think anybody listening to this podcast is having
No,
relations with
because
their
our
sibling, but
fucking
because you
listeners
guys
are
are the shit,
amazing.
but
So,
I know.
anyways, I wanna focus on Kayla because fuck
Yeah,
them guys. Um, I hope they never have a happy moment again in their life,
yeah.
and we will continue updating as it comes out. It's probably gonna come out rather quickly, I'm assuming, information
I
because
hope
it's a
so.
relatively new case and people are finally starting to talk about it.
Yeah.
There's that. Now, if you liked this video or this podcast or didn't like it, let us know. Either way, we want to hear from you. If you like and share our video, subscribe, that would be the like the bee's knees, guys,
The
because
bee's
the
knees.
bee's knees, we are trying to grow our platform and we can only do that with support. So if you guys
Yeah.
can help us grow, we will
Like, share,
continue.
review.
Yeah, that's all.
Yes, yes. No, well, thank you for telling us about Kayla, and I wanna, like, before we wrap this up, I just want to make a point because 'cause we've been covering a lot of cases that are, like,
Yeah.
newer cases recently, and I wanna make a point. We love the online conversations, love them so much. What I've noticed is, like, we're covering this case without the trial occurring, without any information. Everything's alleged because it's just rumors at this point.
Yeah.
So, if you happen to be listening to this in 6 months and this story, like, do not message us being
No,
like, "You missed this, and you missed this, and you missed this." Like, we know.
we're aware.
It's currently June 4th,
Yeah.
2026.
I
So
mean, by the time this comes out tomorrow, something could have broken through and we will get to
exactly.
it.
Exactly, like, well, and actually where we talk about it the most is in our group chat with our
Yeah.
members, so if you want if you're really concerned about staying on top of things, that's where we're talking about
Yeah.
things. Actually,
Behind the
yesterday we had a
scenes.
really great conversation, because someone on TikTok came out with a theory about what happened in the Mackenzie Shirilla car, and it's
Mhm.
very interesting. So,
So if you wanna know about it, come on
yeah,
in.
follow the link and join us, and then we can all talk about it together. Thank you all for listening. Ashley, thank you for this story. I think it's so important that even though it's
Mhm.
a newer thing, that we start getting people talking about Kayla. Like, we
Mhm.
don't wanna forget about her. We don't want her to fall into a hole that, only citizens of the United States are hearing about it. I want everyone to know, um, that Kayla died, in an awful way, and I can't
Yep.
imagine what her and her family now is going through. We wish you all the healing and hope that we can,
Yep.
and thank you again. Thank you for listening. We'll see you all on Tuesday.
Tuesday. Bye.
Goodbye.